Assalamualaikum and good morning. In this video, we would like to present our topic, which is how much does Malaysia need for retirement. Before we further this presentation, I would like to introduce ourselves first. My name is Nur Nazira Balkis binti Muhammad Animan and my group mate Nur Fitrah binti Muhammad Jamil. What we will discuss in this video is the introduction of the topic, literature review, our finding, discussion, suggestion, and conclusion for this topic. As is known, every individual must have a retirement plan to face and live their life after retirement. Retirement is designed to provide pensioner with a better life and economic independence. Hence, retirement has various definitions that can be defined. Among is retirement as the act of ending a person's working career or the period after he quits the profession permanently. In addition, retirement has various objectives and analysis is made taking into account retirement as a whole. This retirement design also affects the labor market, economic growth, risk distribution, income distribution, generation, and gender. However, due to the increase in the cost of living, there is a concern as to whether the EPF member a saving of 240,000 ringgit by the time they reach the age of 55 is sufficient or insufficient. Therefore, we have conducted a study regarding how much Malaysian needs for retirement and examine some factors in retirement planning. Next, here are some previous studies that we have referred to, including Angelina and Loh Hwee Liang and her member who made survey questionnaire among private sector employees from 5 private companies in Malacca. Next, the article entitled Employees' Retirement Saving Behaviour During the COVID-19 Pandemic in Malaysia, which sources is taken from the International Journal of Academic Research in Business and Social Science. Meanwhile, previous studies have shown that Malaysian employees are very much lacking in knowledge related to retirement, which this study is entitled Malaysian Saving Behaviour Towards Retirement Planning. Zaihan bin Haji Muhammad Noor made his sampling from a questionnaire survey among IIUM employees, which was titled Knowledge on Retirement Related Financial Planning among Employees. Lastly, the same author conducted a study related to the awareness of retirement planning, a case with IIUM employees. To make this study success, we have interviewed a retirement advisor from the EPF by asking several questions. This is the result of our research. Firstly, the study found the age set for Malaysians to retire. The informant stated the retirement age for public and private sector workers in Malaysia is between 55 until 60 years. If an individual retires early from the age, the individual may have sufficient saving to cover the cost of living. According to the World Health Organization (WHO), the average Malaysian has their lifespan, a retirement period within the range of 75 years, whether male or female. Based on this statement, it is well known that the retirement age for Malaysians is between 55 until 60 years old. Furthermore, the second finding is whether Malaysians should take saving apart from the EPF. Regarding whether Malaysians should take retirement saving other than EPF, the informant stated that taking retirement saving other than EPF, such as PRS, depend on the individual himself. However, individuals who work in the private sector are obliged to save or contribute under the EPF. PRS is only an alternative option to private company. Therefore, taking retirement saving other than EPF such as PRS is the individual choice. The informant further explained that individuals with an EPF saving account could make PRS their second savings. Nevertheless, he insisted that any Malaysian who work in the private sector is required to contribute to the EPF. It is not obligation for individuals to contribute other than EPF, even though PRS is not so long since its establishment compared to EPF, and the benefits are few and not the same as EPF. As it known, in 2020, there was an outbreak of COVID-19 which has spread worldwide, including in Malaysia. This being so, it has a very bad effect on the country. As a result of this pandemic, many sectors were affected and closed due to the Movement Control Order (MCO) announced by the Prime Minister at that time. As a result, the closure of sectors such as services, economy, manufacturing, and so on has a very serious impact, such as unemployment. Regarding this, the government has approved EPF withdrawal through iLestari, iSina, iCitra, and most recently special withdrawal. These four withdrawals are an initiative for EPF contributor or members to withdraw their saving in EPF account to facilitate and help those affected by the COVID-19 outbreak. However, according to the informant's view, this permitted withdrawal is very worrying because it will have a negative impact on the contribution or saving of EPF member. Following the withdrawal, the saving of EPF member have shrunk were approximately 52% or 6.62 million. Members under the age of 55 years old have less than 10,000 ringgit Malaysia in saving for retirement, and even some EPF members have empty saving. Regarding this, the amount of saving that is less than 10,000 ringgit can survive in 42 ringgit per month for their retirement in the future as a result of the four withdrawal above. Therefore, more than the amount of saving of Malaysian is needed. Due to this, the EPS is very concerned about members' saving due to the four withdrawal because members have made a total of 141 billion ringgit Malaysia due to the four withdrawal. The fourth finding is related to how much funds or savings are required by Malaysian. Regarding the amount of saving required by Malaysian, the informant explained that the basic saving for EPF for 18 years old is 2,000 ringgit and for 55 years old, at least 240,000 ringgit for retirement. He further explained that if an individual has reached the age of 55 years old to retire, his saving amount does not get 240,000 ringgit, then he has yet to reach the target. Furthermore, the informant said, according to the current economy, our country's economy is experiencing inflation, which result in the price of essential goods such as rice, oil, and so on, increasing. With saving of 240,000 ringgit for retirement, more than dividing 1,000 ringgit for monthly expenses is required. Based on survey conducted by the EPF, if members want to retire within 20 to 30 years, they need a total saving of 900,000 ringgit up to 1 million. If the individual want to retire within 4 to 5 years and stay in an urban area such as the Klang Valley, the individual must have savings of at least 600,000 ringgit. The amount is only for basic needs. If they are sick, they can only get outpatient treatment, excluding surgery and treatment from private hospitals. In fact, for such an amount, the individual has no debt. Furthermore, individuals who want to retire more comfortably are encouraged to settle in northern Malaysia, such as Kedah, because the cost there is cheaper and the required saving is 400,000 ringgit Malaysia. That's all for me. I will pass to the next presenter.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Fitrah binti Muhammad Jamil. student ID 2020987471. Okay, I will continue with the next findings. Okay, the next findings is the effects on the individuals who choose to retire early than the prescribed age. Okay, according to the informant, he said to retire early than the set age is up to individual. Okay, if the individual want to retire between the age of 40 and 45, at the same time, his savings are sufficient and there are no commitments to bear, and even his partner also works in the government sector, then there is no problem for him to retire at an early age. However, retiring early than the prescribed age is not recommended. For example, to single mothers. This is because single mothers will be affected by financial problems, poverty, mental disorders, and social problems. And the findings of this study also found that the financial problems are among the challenges that plague them. Next, recommendation or advice to Malaysians to prepare before retirement. Okay, explanation from informants based on recommendations or advice to Malaysians are as follows. Number one, education program. Okay, the informant said at EPF, we ourselves will provide financial education to the community. For example, we will hold program or briefings where we will go to the universities, schools and government departments. Therefore, financial education includes an understanding of how money is earned up to managing income, investing it or donating it to others. Basically, it refers to the set of knowledge and skills that enable a person to make effective decisions in relation to their various financial resources. Second, advisory program, which is retirement advisory service. Okay, the informant said we also provide advisory services either outside or within the EPF. The purpose of our advisory services is to provide disclosure related to retirement planning, finance and the like. So, indirectly, he has planned the same finance to study, get married, buy a house and so on. In addition, the EPF has held media briefings, media interviews and issued press release related to the inadequacy of retirement savings, in addition to emphasizing the importance of retirement plans. Starting from the next financial year, the EPF will offer retirement advisory service at EPF branches and the EPF homes that members will be able to take full advantage of the service offered. And the message that the EPF want to convey from next year is no longer the importance of financial planning but empowering members to make financial decisions to ensure the desired standard for living after retirement. The last one is mobile team service. The informant said the mobile team service will move to premise or open counters in suitable places. At the same time, they will provide the services to employer members. Okay, for your information, the mobile team service is an alternative for the people who find it difficult to go to EPF. For example, if your place of residence is so far from the location of the EPF office, then the mobile team will move to your location. The mobile team will make visits throughout the year to selected locations throughout the country for service. Next, the EPF's role in providing information or education to the public regarding retirement planning. Okay, the role of the EPF stated by the informant is as follows. First, the EPF needs to give awareness to the community so that they know their retirement goals. This is because not everyone has the same goals. In fact, it depends on individual needs. Second, the EPF is responsible for enlightening the community to make financial plans early. This is because the earlier we plan, the faster we can achieve our goals and can enjoy them without any obstacle. So, the EPF provides an active communication channel to provide the latest information related to the EPF to stakeholders to educate the public on retirement issue. Finally, the EPF communicates actively with the media to disseminate information to the public. In addition to publishing newsletters and organizing public instructions and seminars in order to be a direct contact with members. So we move to the discussion. Okay, as a result of interviews with informants, we found that there are several factors for planning retirement, which in planning, what it needs to know is how much saving is needed when we want to retire later. Okay, first, we need to calculate other financial commitments that we may have to bear after retirement. For example, financial responsibilities for a spouse, children, or other dependents. In addition, if followed, the children's tuition fees are also quite expensive. Okay, accordingly, for some retired people, they may still have commitments in housing loans or other debts omission that have not been resolved. So here, it is clear that we need to know how much we should save in order to make things easier for us later. Okay, if we ignore the planning, it will worry us in the future, and it is not impossible to that we will make loans from other people, and maybe we will also fall into poverty. Therefore, in making retirement plans as well, we need to know how much our monthly expenses are. This is very important to us. Okay, we need to spend wisely and save money so that our spending money is in a stable state. And finally, we need to know how soon we want to retire. For example, now we are 40 years old and we want to retire at the age of 50. So we still have 15 years left to serve. Okay, during the remaining period, we can collect money every month as an initial preparation. Next, the suggestion. In the day-long interview session, there were several important points suggested by the informant in preparation for each individual who will retire. Among which is, the first is, it is very important for us as Malaysians to have enough savings for use after retirement. Okay, therefore, to ensure that the retirement savings are sufficient, it is also depends on several factors, namely depending on the length of life. Where the longer we live, the more money we need. Okay, the next factor, the informant also said it depends on the individual's retirement age, whether they want to retire at the age of 55 to 60 years or early. If you choose to grow up at a young age, then it is necessary to prepare or make a good retirement plan before retirement. And then, in addition, a person's lifestyle. A person's lifestyle is also a factor in encouraging him to save enough. This is because everyone's lifestyle is different, where there are some individuals who want a luxurious lifestyle and vice versa. Therefore, if you want to a luxury lifestyle, then we must have the awareness to make more saving in order to fulfill his desires. Accordingly, the informant stated that the level of health is also important for us to prepare financially, where if we are sick or even more so, we are facing a critical illness, of course we need a lot of money to cover the cost of the treatment. Therefore, we should to take care of our health, or it is better to prevent ourselves from being affected by disease as we take care of our diet, which is to practice healthy food. So finally, conclusion. As a result of the research that has been carried out through the long interviews, we can say that the needs of Malaysians to retire depend on the individual, meaning that there is no specific amount to determine how much is needed. It is also depends on the individual's lifestyle, because each individual's lifestyle is different. And at the same time, retirement planning is an important matter and needs to be emphasized by Malaysians. Therefore, financial planning, especially when retiring, is important for financial well-being and family life in the futures. In addition, for those whose income is not guaranteed until old age. And then, according to an informant who is currently serving at the EPF, he stated that only 18% of workers who have an EPF account will have enough saving when the time comes for them to retire. In fact, only 48% of the workforce has an active EPF account. And then, finally, the informant stressed that we all need to plan for retirement in order to avoid retiring without having enough money to meet our daily needs after retirement. Okay, I think that's all from our group. Thank you.